Good morning. I am Vinod Kumar Vetrari. Part B OET reading task contains 6 multiple choice questions, each question containing 3 options. You are supposed to read the given paragraph, either 1 or 2, which contains maybe 7 to 8 or 6 to 7 sentences. These paragraphs or paragraph can be taken from policy documents, memos, emails, or such kind of communications, from internal communications like these, and also from manuals and journals, or certain instructions which management give for the staff in the hospital settings or clinic. And this can sometimes be something like team briefings and regulations and norms. So all the internal communications or the memos or circulars could be the part of this, could be the source or material content of these kind of Part B OET reading questions. And each paragraph contains 100 to 150 words, as say already stated, 6 to 7 or 7 to 8 sentences sometimes. Candidates get 15 minutes of time. This is what my logical division. For part A of OET reading task, you have 15 minutes and you need to answer 20 questions. And in part B and part C altogether, you have 45 minutes. That's how it becomes 1 hour for reading task. A candidate is supposed to spend minimum of, minimum of 2 minutes 30 seconds for each question, so that it becomes 15 minutes in total for part B. There are trainers or teachers who advise students, the candidates, to spend only 2 minutes. Obviously, that's also a great idea. But for the beginners, let them actually use 2 minutes 30 seconds for completing one task. Please don't use more than 2.5 minutes for attending part B OET reading questions, because it will actually spoil your future. Your scoreability and probability of getting good scores in part B. If you think that a question is very difficult, please make a wide guess within the understanding of your understanding of the text, and go to the next question. Don't spend more than 2 minutes or 2 minutes 30 seconds for a single question. The maximum time that you can devote to part B of OET reading task is 15 minutes. Even though some people advise you to spend only 12 to 13 minutes of time, even that's also a great thing. Well, you have, as I said, 6 multiple choice questions, and each multiple choice question has 3 options. Questions are of different types. You will have direct questions sometimes. You will have indirect questions as well. Some questions contains what, which, when, where, who, whose, these WH words. And some other questions are fact-checking questions, or sometimes I say these are, actually demanding an explanatory type answer. Not explanatory type answer in particular. So questions could be either direct or indirect, or maybe implicit or explicit. And above all, understand, reading is actually a skill which you need to actually develop yourself. It's not quite easy for every candidate to find out the answers of each multiple choice question very immediately once they go through skimming, scanning, and skill of prediction, as well as the intensive reading practices or the task. It takes time. For a candidate who appears for OET examination, they or she or he must understand actually by the time while they read the passage, the paragraph, it's not possible for them to find out the answers. They need to actually attend and attempt at least 15 to 20 Part B OET reading tasks to know how exactly they can actually manage Part B. Most of the candidates actually become confused in understanding that they are not really able to score at least 4 out of 6. Sometimes they fail in getting 2 or 3 out of the 6 questions. 2 or 3 right answers. It's quite natural. So candidates, don't worry if you get only 3 or 2 or 1 or nothing in the initial days of your practice of Part B. Because only if you do maximum practice sheets or maximum practice works, or if you do continuous and consistent practice on finding out the different understanding and different comprehensive skills of comprehension skills of this reading task, only then you can actually successfully find out the solution for all your worries and problems in OET reading task Part B. It's not really limited to Part B. It can be applied for Part C and Part A, or for any other reading comprehension examination or reading comprehension task. So coming to the point, I just want to explain you 3 methods that you can adopt, 3 strategies or 3 tips or whatever it may be. You have a paragraph or 2 paragraphs sometimes, and you have three option multiple choice question, and such kind of 6 questions are there, and you have time maximum of 15 minutes or minimum of 12 minutes or 13 minutes. It depends on you. You must actually be time bound for doing this task. So let me explain what you need to do. The first strategy which I am going to explain is that how you can move, whether you need to read the text first or the questions next, or whether you need to read the questions first or text next, or is there any other method. So listen to me very carefully. Once you get OET Part B reading task, read the questions first and underline the keywords. Then read the passage and underline the keywords. Then read the options and underline the keywords. Then try finding out the answers. Once again, read the question first instead of reading the text first, and underline the keywords in the question. Then go to the passage, the paragraph, short or big, whatever it may be, underline the keywords there. Thirdly, you should read the options and underline the keywords. So what happens now? You get a general understanding of the given questions, options, as well as the text. That's one method. It's a very simple method. Maybe you wonder how can we find out the answers if you do so. It depends on your ability. I will explain it in detail in next video. Next strategy which you can adopt is that read the text first, the paragraph, then underline the keywords in the text. While you are reading the text, make sure that the first 2 sentences and last 1 sentence is very important. That means first sentence of that given paragraph is the main idea by convention, not always. And the last is also a very, very important idea, or the message that the author of that particular paragraph is trying to convey with. So pay attention while you are reading the text, first 2 lines and last 1 line of every paragraph, or maybe the given paragraph of part B. And underline the keywords. So first, reading the text and underline the keywords. Second, go to the questions and underline the keywords. Try to paraphrase the question. Next, read the options and underline the keywords. Here we have made some minor changes. Instead of reading the questions first, we are read text first. So what's the second strategy? Read the text, underline the keywords. Next, read the question, underline the keywords, and read the options and underline the keywords. Now you have a third method which you can adopt. First, read the options, underline the keywords. Then you need to read, the questions and underline the keywords. And then you go to passage and underline the keywords. Say the third strategy is read the options, underline the keywords. Read the questions, underline the keywords. And read the passage and underline the keywords. I have explained you 3 different steps, and all these steps seem to be similar for most of the candidates, but you need to try initially in these ways to find out how exactly you yourself can understand the given passage or the text, the short passage of part B of the OET reading task. Thank you very much. You need to follow these things. The next steps will be explained in the next video, and you need to actually use multiple strategies to tackle the difficulty, or to make sure that you score very, very well in part B of the OET reading task. Thank you very much.